So I did a poll. This will be a while back for you people on YouTube. But I did a poll and I asked the question, if you had to describe One Piece with only one word, which of the below most applies? What is this show most about? And the choices were adventure, power, exploration, friends, and fighting. Okay. Adventure, 78%. Exploration, 6%. Those are kind of the same thing. That's a little bit of cheating. But there's a bit of a difference because, look, the world has been explored. The Earth, our Earth, has been completely explored except for the bottom of the ocean. You can still have adventures. You can go to South America or Hawaii or some dark recesses in Russia and have adventures. But are you exploring? I guess if you've never been there, you're exploring. But you're not exploring for, well, here in this world's been completely populated. So, not to go down a rabbit hole, but yeah, Christopher Columbus was a shitty person. But people make a meal, especially stand-up comedians and people who think they're funny. They make a meal off the fact that Christopher Columbus discovered North Carolina. Christopher Columbus discovered North America. You know, he discovered a place where 25 million people were living. Yeah, but here's the thing: when you're talking to somebody and you say, "I discovered a new restaurant yesterday. I didn't realize it was just 2 blocks away from me." Are you implying, or is anybody listening to you thinking that you're saying nobody was there? You discovered a restaurant that nobody on earth had ever been aware of its existence before? No. You're saying you discovered it. I discovered a new restaurant yesterday. People say this. But then they'll make fun of Christopher Columbus talking about he discovered North America, right? Keep on saying North Carolina. Stupid. He discovered it for the Europeans. And even then, yeah, there's a little bit of qualifier. They kind of knew. Like the people, there's speculation he kind of knew it was there, right? People think he was tricking his investors into money making when he was just trying to become famous for discovering a place that he already knew about. So yeah, you can make that case, right? But I'm just saying, like, that's not what you should be criticizing Columbus for. The fact that he discovered North America. Because, like I said, you discovered a new restaurant. You're not implying that nobody was there, right? So, anyway, just want to get that out there because it always annoys me. Every year, people shit talk Christopher Columbus and they always get it wrong. Shit talk horrible people for the right reasons. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, exploration and adventure can be two different things, but together that's 84%. Power got 0%. Friends got 9% and fighting got 6%. So, let's dig into this. When's the last time we explored or had an adventure on a new island? Was it 150 episodes ago? Was it literally 10% of the entire series ago? How many new islands have we been to in the last 300 or 400 episodes? I'd say two. Two new islands in the last at least 300 episodes. I may be a little bit off, but I'm not much. This is a 190 episode arc on one island. Now, we've had quick flashes where people are watching the news on other islands, but our people aren't there. How much goddamn exploring are we actually doing? Not much. I think the show is feeding off the early part of the show. It shows reputation. First thing you think of when you think about One Piece, you think about exploration or adventure, probably. Like, the poll holds that up, right? It's what I thought, too. And then I started thinking about it. I was like, they're resting on their laurels. This show's living off a reputation that it's an adventure show, it's an exploration show. It hasn't been an adventure show or an exploration show since the time skip. Since the time skip, we've been to what, 3 islands? One of them we had been to before. We're not doing very much exploring right now. We're having adventures. You can say that, and adventure is very high. But I think what people mean when they say adventure, they're talking about new experiences. It's hard to say. That's a broad word. But my point in this is that, like, when you wake up in the morning, you think about One Piece, you think about piracy and piracy meaning exploring. You're exploring, finding new places. Luffy said, "Ooh, that's so cool. I've never seen anything like this before." When's the last time he's done that? Now, I know he's grown. He's had some tragedy. He's a different person now. If he saw something completely new, I think he'd be very excited. And we haven't seen that because it hasn't been happening. We're staying in the same place. We're doing things right now. We're returning to old places. This isn't a show about exploring anymore. It's not a show about adventure anymore. So that's why I find it so funny that fighting is only 6% and power is 0%. When Luffy didn't spend 2 years exploring during the time skip, he spent 2 years increasing his power, his ability to fight people. So did everybody else, for the most part. Like some people got some, they accentuated their abilities in other ways. Like Chopper, for instance, not really about fighting. Power, maybe he did learn, to control his big self, but he also learned a lot of medicine and stuff, right? So most of them spent the 2 year time skip becoming more powerful, and it got 0%. So they can fight, and it got 6%. This show, is it about friendship? Yes. I would say that's very high on the list. I'd say that's been consistent. They are friends. They care about each other. They're going to be there for each other, and that's the whole reason why Luffy powered up in the first place was friends. But, we've been missing 4 of our friends for a really long time. Almost, probably over 100 episodes at this point. So this is the one that's way more debatable for me. I think the friendship thread is still really strongly there, right? I don't think the exploration and adventure threads are there right now. Maybe we'll explore new places later. But I do think it's hard to shoot down the idea of friendship, but I will say friendship is not as highly expressed, I guess we would say, as it has been in previous episodes, previous storylines, previous story arcs, right? Like I said, we're missing 4 people, and we have for a long time. Nobody's even asked about it. They have a lot going on. I was shocked in the comments last week for the last round of recording I did. People told me that the previous story arc was yesterday in their time period. Yesterday. That's why the kids are still on the boat. It was yesterday. Holy shit. That has been one long ass 2 days, man. So it's only been a couple hours. Why would you ask where the hell's Nami in a couple hours? For us, it's been 2 years. If you're watching week to week. So there's a little bit of time dilation there. Like, we're a little confused. But I'm talking about what we're experiencing, not what the characters are experiencing. We're experiencing the show. Friendship just doesn't seem as highly valued. So to me, right now, the show is about fighting and it's about power levels. And this is not a critique, it's an observation. I just think it's interesting. Most of the things I express them because I think they're interesting. I think it's interesting that you've got a show that has a massive reputation for exploration and adventure, and it's just basically been this. And there's always been this, obviously. There's always been that. But I think the reason why is the story arcs have gotten longer, so we're staying in one place longer. That's the biggest reason. And I think one of the reasons the storyline's gotten longer is that you're bringing in more guest stars each story arc. And we're going to talk about their stories. Because the author, after 25 years, is bored of the Straw Hats. That's fine. I understand that. None of this is a complaint. I just think it's interesting. I think they're resting on their reputation. And I wonder if the author even realizes it. The thing is, I think he does he do a monthly, or is it every 2 months, or is it every 6 months, the interrogation, the Q&A? If he's doing a Q&A every month, he's probably getting a lot of really interesting feedback that makes him think about things he hadn't thought about. If it's every 6 months, he's still getting some, but he's not getting as much as he would otherwise be getting. So I wonder if he thinks about that. Because the hardest thing it is for us to do is to scout ourselves. We know this in the NFL. Teams used to just scout the other team. And so they didn't realize what they were exposing on film for other teams to see about them. So now, in the professional modern NFL, one coach will scout his own team, like an assistant coach. His job is to scout his team and see what are we putting on film that other teams will notice and that we can do something about. So now they'll do a thing where they realize, every time we run, the quarterback pats his left leg. We didn't even realize. He didn't realize it. None of us noticed it. But if you're watching film and you watch 300 plays, every time we run, he pats his left leg. So what you do is you realize, well, the other team has noticed this because they're studying film. They're watching 300 plays. So, next time when we really need a really good pass, we're going to have him pat his leg, and we'll have him do it during runs in this game, right? He'll do it every time we're going to run. And then when we really need a pass really bad, we'll have him do that, and then he drops back and throws a pass, right? That's scouting yourself. That's taking advantage of what other people are saying about you, right? So it's important for creative people to scout themselves as well. That's why I would always wait 6 months after releasing a film and after I'd done the film festival circuit, because you finish a film and you go to like 10, 15 film festivals, and each film festival you watch the film with an audience, right? So you've seen the movie 15 times, and when editing, you've seen it another 100 times. Then, of course, you shot it and wrote the script and everything. So you're burned out on film. You're sick of it. You don't want to ever see it again. You wait 6 to 8 months. You go back and you watch it critically. You scout yourself. These are the things I should be doing better when I'm shooting films. Some filmmakers don't do that. You need to scout yourself. I think it's true with this kind of thing, too. You should scout yourself. What are we lacking? What are we missing? What have we lost along the way? Every long-running show, X-Files, Supernatural, Supernatural scouted themselves between, I think it was season 14 and 13, and realized they had lost out on a lot of the talks between the two brothers because they brought in other characters, and these characters are kind of interacting with the brothers, and the fighting is going on, you have solo episodes and all that stuff. And they realized, wait a minute, what was so great about the first 6 seasons was these conversations, the brothers be sitting by a lake drinking beer, just talking. We don't do that anymore. We should do that again, right? Scout yourself. See what it is you're missing. Again, this is not a criticism. I think the show has evolved. But I wonder if he can scout himself if he has time with it, because the production never ends. I can kind of relate to it. There's never a day off for me. There's no week off. There's no taking a week off vacation. It's kind of hard to scout yourself when you wake up and you've got 55 things to do. I get it. And he has to find time to spend time with his family. So I understand that. But I do think that this is... I think my question really is, does he know? If he knows and he's okay with it, then that's what I'm curious about that. Is that something he knows and he's okay with? Or is it something that just kind of happened and he's in the weekly grind and he just hasn't noticed it? It's interesting to think about it anyway.